Today we are going to create a new feature in our social network that allows users to track their activities across the platform. So first thing we need to do is to create a migration for table activity logs. So we are going to create a migration for it. Now we need to open this file in our editor. So it will have user ID, and this will be the foreign key that belongs to the ID column of users table. And we need to delete the activity logs whenever this user gets deleted. So we will add on update cascade and on delete cascade, and this will have type, and this means the type of activity, that if the user has liked a post or if he has commented on a post. And then we will have the actual activity. It will be a long text, and we will also have the table ID column, which means the ID of the table that this activity belongs to. For example, if user likes a post, then table ID should be the ID of post. And we are not going to use it as a foreign key because it will be different for each activity. Sometimes it will be the ID of post table, sometimes it will be the ID of comments table, etc. Now we are going to save this and we are going to run our migration. So now we need to create a helper function that will be called, and once that function is called, we will insert the data in this activity logs table. So we are going into our app folder, and in this we will go in our helpers folder, and here we have helper.php file. I'm going to open it. So here I'm going to create that function. Let's say save activity log, and it will accept user ID, type, activity, and table ID. So I just need to insert it in activity logs. So now I'm going to save this, and now we need to call this function whenever we needed it. So we need it when someone likes a post. So we are going into our post controller. It will be in http controllers, and this is the controller that we need to open in our editor, and we need to find a function, let's say toggle like. Now here, when you have liked the post, then we are going to insert it in activity log. So we are simply going to call this function. First will be the user ID, that it is the activity of mine, so the logged in user ID should be passed here. Then we have type, it will be post like. Then we have the activity, so you have like a post, and here we will have the post ID, that which post you have liked. Same goes whenever you dislike a post. So we are just going to copy this and paste here, and we are going to change it to post unlike and say that you have unliked a post. Now we just need to save it, and we need to call this API to check it. So this API is in routes folder. This one, so we are going to call this. We need to send the ID of post, so I'm going to send this ID1, and we also need to pass the headers to it, and this will be 8000 not 3000. So we'll pass headers, authorization, bearer, and the token. So now let me check my PHPMyAdmin. First I'm going to refresh this and see that the activity logs table has been created. So now I'm going to call my API, and it will be API post overlay. So it says that post has been unliked, which means that previously I must have liked the post, but I need to check my activity logs table, and you can see that you have unliked a post. And if I call the API again, it will say that the post has been liked, and you will see a new row in activity logs table. So now we need to create a simple API that will fetch all my activity logs. So I already have opened my api.php. I'm just going to create another route. Let's say fetch activity. Let's say activity logs fetch, and it will be in user controller. Now I'm going to save this, and we need to create this function in our user controller. So I'm going to open my user controller file. And it will be a simple database query that will go to activity logs, and it will check for authenticated user. So it will only fetch my logs, and I need to get the user here. And we will order by ID in descending order. So the latest logs will appear at top, and we will use pagination. So I will name it as data, and I'm going to return the response. Status is success, and message is data has been fetched, and our data collection. So now I need to call again our API bus, but this time we need to call our this route activity logs. So it is returning all my activity logs. So that's it. That was your activity logs feature. If you face any problem in this or if you need any help, only do let me